Good morning, Illuvium community. How are we doing today? Hope everyone's been having a good day so far, whether you're just getting started or if you're getting to your afternoon or evening. I hope all has been going well for you. It's a relatively quiet day overall here for Illuvium. Wednesdays can sometimes be a little bit slower when it comes to announcements or anything like that, especially since we've already gone through everything IPL. So it might feel like we're a little bit on fast forward today in terms of getting on into the gameplay, but it just means more time for me to try and rank up. I know personally I've been having a very tough time adapting to this new meta when not using fire myself. I try not to be a fire one trick in this meta, and not gonna lie, I've been having a little bit of a tough time. I do have a bit of a team that I am going to try out a ton here today. If it works though, or if I get the opportunity for it. Like, I'm not going to force it, but I'm definitely looking for it, if that makes sense. And I'll get onto that, of course, in just a little bit. But of course, if this is your first time seeing me here, my name's Silent. I am a caster and producer. I've been in the college esports scene and in esports in general for over a decade. I've had a ton of experience with OBS, even though I still have some fumbles here and there, of course. But producing esports matches and then commentating over 30 different esports titles at this point here. But I was never in a mainstream position. You wouldn't find me on the LCS or anything like that. It's all smaller things in college esports. So you wouldn't have seen me there. But now, here in the Illuvium community, I've kind of found my home. To say the least, been enjoying the game for the last couple of years, before 4 years or so. Been absolutely enjoying my time with Illuvium, and I'm very, very thankful that as of late, that's even turned into a bunch of casting gigs with the Illuvium Pro League, and some video editing stuff along the way as well. That's what I do. Normally I'll go over any sort of news, any sort of topics with Illuvium at the moment, any sort of tournament results, and then get into a little bit of ranked gameplay. But there's not a whole heck of a lot in terms of news and results here today. I do have one that we will go over here in just a moment's time. Then we'll get into the swing of things. Try and play and try and rank up a little bit. Tried to be an esports player way back in the day when StarCraft 2 first came out. I tried to be a competitor, but I'm better off casting, to say the least. The one thing that did, of course, happen over the last day or 2 days here, if you include the sit and go portion, would have been the Leviathan tournament. So the Illuvium partnered up with OLA's OLA Guild for Leviathan tournament, and we do have some results. Granted, I had to dig from Hyperion Academy's Twitter account in order to find it, but at least compared to last week, I do have something I could look at, and it's looking like for the second week in a row. Drum roll for a second, I suppose. There we go. So for the second week in a row, it's actually Slicks Hype who's going to end up winning this Leviathan tournament, followed up by Sota Hype, by Mephishi from Team Hype, Furies from Team Hype, of course our IPL 1000 winner from last weekend, Web3 Gaming TV Hype, a absolute fantastic showing from the Hyperion Guild, with them locking down the top 5, and it's not even the last people that they have even on this list either, but so many people within the top 16. Then Winnie Monarch, one of the admins from the Dreamers Esports tournaments, and of course part of the Monarch Guild, finding a fantastic finish as well, making grand finals. Dr. Spoon from Team Hype, Hollow from Team Hype also going to round up, I believe that is our top 8, and then followed up Zico Perico and Box Spirit from Team Atlas, who have been rather solid in Leviathan events as well, making another showing here this time. Then my IPL producer and one of my co-casters, Illumination, Paz, has been absolutely showing up here on these Leviathan tournaments as well. And it's good to see not just the caster, but a competitor as well. And then someone who I see in our chat here quite often, actually, Texan from Team Hype is going to be in the, or had a semifinal finish as well. Good to see, alongside Warfighter from Team Hype, DMTG from Team Hype, Squawk, and then Hoshi, who we've seen a handful of times in the IPL, and Team Atlas going to round up our top 16. The time zone for this one was a little bit odd. Originally, I was trying to figure out a way how I can actually get some coverage onto those tournaments, but finding information for it has actually been surprisingly difficult, so it is something I'm still looking into. I know personally I love casting Leviathan, and it sounds like there might be a stream happening for the complete finals, like the end of season finals for this Leviathan tournament. And if I have the opportunity to get involved in that, you know I absolutely will. But in the meantime, these other tournaments are kind of just under the radar right now, which is a little unfortunate. But in terms of news, that was basically it. I am going to sneak onto Illuvium's Twitter here in just a second, and for the most part, it's just been, or not there's anything wrong, just community updates and clips and whatnot. Of course, the Illuvium Beyond, the profile pictures that you can rip a pack for, still going on. And picking up a bit of it alongside the clips. No major announcements as of yet, or as of this week, but that is a-okay. Not every single day, not every single week can be absolutely fully loaded with an incredible amount of announcements and whatnot. And I know, at least personally, I've been trying to figure out what I wanted to do, because they have leaks like this, for example. But other than the fact that it's a screenshot from the from what I would assume would be the MMO in progress, I don't really have necessarily a lot to talk about it. I'm happy to see it. It looks cool. It looks interesting. But that's as far as my commentary kind of goes on it. There's been video, of course, of the MMO and whatnot as well. Maybe at some point I'll have a full sit down and just go through everything back to back to back so we can actually make a proper segment out of it. Because otherwise, yeah, it's just me touching on it for a brief second and then calling it there. So with that being said, we'll already hop into the gameplay side of things here in just a second. Remember how I said I had experience with OBS? Whoops. Somebody dropped the ball a little bit. I was doing some recording prior to getting onto stream here today, and didn't have my scene set up. There we go, we're already in the game. Speaking of Texan, there's Texan. In lobby here with me. I Nostalgia as well. IPL semifinalist from last week. And of course, regardless of which platform you're on, whether it be YouTube, Twitch, or X, I do have the chat windows open. Not mandatory, of course. I'm just happy that you're here to begin with. But if you want to say hi or have any questions or any comments, you're absolutely more than welcome to say your piece, and I'll respond as quick as possible. I did make a change to my stream setup, if I talk about that for a second. So I do also want to mention, if something seems super laggy compared to normal, or something seems off, or does it just feel better, please do let me know. I had been fighting this bug with OBS Studio for about since I started, so since July, where I would have my computer to be recording at 60 frames per second, but it would, when it actually does the streaming or does the recording, it cuts it in half. So I had to force my computer essentially to do these streams and my recordings in 120 frames per second. So that's why my computer has been chugging when doing these streams. But finally, I just tested it out here again today, and it does appear that having it properly set here at 60 frames per second is actually going in 60 frames per second, as it should be. So my computer is breathing easier a little bit now, to say the least. Cutting half the frames required for recording was definitely a nice little buff. Things feel so much smoother now. A quick 3 fire might be on the menu here today. Did not get any of the elements I was looking for. When in doubt, go for this one. Just set myself up something like this to start things off. Just happy to get the quick 3 fire. Hello, iNewstology. I see you. I see you over there. See how this one goes. My Lynx not only is going to be bringing the damage, but is kind of forced to be a bit of a tank at the same time. And because it didn't get focused too soon, the Doko actually took a ton of heats there instead. We're going to be able to tear on through. Region is time, Taiga Boreal, nice and simple. We're just going to be able to reroll our drone augments one more time, which is going to be very, very valuable as this game goes on, being able to find something I'm a little bit more comfortable with for each individual team. Now, our weapon, the scary part of every single game, and that is the weapon I'm specifically looking for, the Aqua Blaster. That is the one that I was hoping to see, and we do end up getting it. We do also end up fighting Hetty, which is it's nice. I'm going to bring Hetty on for the tankiness. Brew can go there. And then this is somebody I want to give the shout out to, actually, because this is the first time I'm seeing them here in lobby, but I don't know what it is, but when this ranked session started, they've been on an absolute tear. Alan Kirka from, I probably butchered that, so I do apologize if I did, but Alan Kirka here from the Guild team. Coming out of nowhere, I believe they're one of the top players in the ranked ladder right now. And then they got, it was the first time I've seen them in an IPL last week, and they made semifinals, I believe. So they had a fantastic run on their first try. Incredible. There we go. Lynx is now a empath. I want to make it so that they're at least within range. You can become an empath as well. Pick up the other links because you know it's me, it's going to happen. But that is actually something that I'm also kind of second guessing myself about now. Seeing how these pros have played, having the actual credits that were listed during the IPL last week put me into an absolute discombobulated mess, because I've realized how well these players are actually holding on to their economy, how good they are at doing it. And I then also realized how terrible I am at doing it. So no wonder I fall behind so much. Fox Oracle, welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a good day so far. Do some readjusting here. I left the door open for shock if the weapon didn't go in my favor, but I did end up finding the weapon that I was looking for. So I'm going to make a couple of swaps. It's an additional tanky fella in here. Positioning was very, very good. I positioned it as if there was a rogue coming. There was absolutely not a rogue coming. But this early game here with Texan, this time, is going to rely heavily on any of the audio attacks. An Illuvio that just screams at you to do damage, like an Exploud from Pokemon. But no, any auto attacks from my Lynx going to be nice, and then if we get jumped on, of course, we do have a little bit of damage. The Illuvios that surround. This one is still definitely not over. I'm waiting for that Emberling Rod cast. Hopefully we can get a heal out before it comes on through. And okay, it's not chunking that badly yet, so we're alright. We'll take that one. Checks in with the Vampire Atlas as well. I love that one. A fantastic Luvitar. We're right around the corner here for the first draft deck. Of course, the draft deck, at least according to the testnet patch, is going to be leaving us in the next patch if it does end up going through as is, in an effort to try and make the games a little bit faster. And personally, I am all for it. The draft deck, as cool of an aspect it is, and if you're trying to, like if you were trying to make a TFT clone, then taking the carousel and making that a thing is definitely something they would have had to do. But I definitely do agree that this game can go without it, and seeing the draft deck go is a very, very welcome change to me. Welcome it wholeheartedly. Okay. Both of my headies that I was just going for got yoinked at the last possible second. I'm going to take Atlas. I do want to go for 5 Bulwarks in this instance, and not finding an Atlas yet is kind of a tick-off. And then this augment in particular, the snowballing healing, will be nice. Get another Doka. And Caribou is one that I want as well. I will level up one. Something like that. I do want the Lynx to take damage, just not too much, preferably. That is fine. Who does... Or I guess right now doesn't necessarily matter too much. Just gonna make the swap here. That's probably not optimal. And then I'll have Doka come join me here. It'll get auto-placed because I was a slow poke, but that's okay. That's kind of the position I'd wanted in anyway. Heady on the right-hand side, holding the line for now. While this is happening, let me take a look and see what everybody else is doing in terms of their compositions. Let me move this on over so you can actually see battle in progress, where it looks like we're doing okay. Lynx check. How many do we have? There's 3 of us, 4 of us actually, with virtuous Lynxes. Because there is so many, I probably won't push. Unless it just happens to happen naturally. I'm the only one that has extras, though, to be honest. It's tempting. Archie is one that I do need for this composition, but this is kind of strange because the Lynx is filling the role that Archie would. So I need it for the synergy, but I don't need it right now for what it's actually providing, if that makes sense. Yeah, I need to clean off my bench, though, a little bit. So, like, say, Rai, for example, I don't need you. Atlas, I'm looking for a spot for you. Hang on. Dokas, come here. Leash, I'm going to keep as a possible fast additional Scion. I already have 3. Optimally, I want to get up to 5. I want my Scions to be my carries here in this one. One-on-one versus the Fiery, but oh, never mind, my Ranger actually lived that. So there we go, even better. I take the hit on I New Stone this time. Just trying my best to be patient. I so badly right now just want to start rolling so much. But seeing how everybody else is playing at a top level, I've realized how absolutely terrible and how wrong that is to do. Doka, you can hop over here just to catch the Valente. That is an Exalted Valente coming out here from VN. think we saw them when we played last Monday as well. Good to see them back. This Valente is basically untouched, though, in the backline. Totofi's finally turning on it. Same with the Ranger. But of course, the Ranger attacks the thing that's furthest away from it. So no major burst damage is going to be coming onto that Valente. It's finally going to end up going down. We have heals, but do we have the damage? They don't necessarily have that much damage here. My Lynx, if I'm lucky, might be able to actually carry me in this one. We need an elimination, though, to score a reset on that healing proc. It's not going to end up happening. We will end up falling. Honestly, we probably should fall in that situation. It was rather interesting to see that we got actually kind of close. Rolling the weapon just because I can, but I have no interest in switching. Augments for this thing is something I definitely wish I would have studied with the last IPL. I did not really see what everybody was picking. Part of me wants the scale, some of me likes the actual resistances as well. The rapid fire attack speed is kind of cool too. I'm going to go pick resistances. It might not be optimal. I'll have to, like I was saying before, study and see what the actual optimal option is for that augment. And still a little bit torn in terms of the augmentation onto my Lynx right now. Still very, very tanky, but again, as I see the rest of my tanks go up against this bunker comp, for example, the tanky items aren't really finding any effect until like halfway through the fight. I feel like that could absolutely be optimized to be much, much better. And we'll take the heat this time. There we go. Texan gonna beat me up this time. Nature imprint, it's not, I'll be honest. The heal's not bad, energy's not bad. Nature imprint's probably not. And I forgot I can do this twice. Combat rhythm is definitely a good pick. At level 2, I think we will. And then I was debating on leveling, but with this being the NPC round, that I can get myself to a rather quick level, not level 70, but 70 credits. It might not be a bad idea just to hang on a minute. So I'll level up here in a moment. I'll take Totofi off field. Throw my 2 tanks on. This way I'll then have 5 bulwark. And then I've got my tanks. I just gotta evolve them. And I need to start finding my damage. What my damage ends up being, preferably Scions, but it's no guarantee in this, of course. Percentage, I do end up finding, say, a Fiery, would absolutely be good. Mega Power, let's swap that over to, not Totofi, because we're taking Totofi off. Turn a level. Follow my own instructions. Thing like this for now. It's an absolutely messy setup. I was just trying to do it kind of quickly. I think level 7 is where I eventually need to start slow rolling this thing. Yeah, the messy setup in terms of my positioning is going to make it so that my Lynx isn't actually really healing much. We will end up getting swarmed down here. That's a very, very good Empath Lynx Omega, but again, these are still very, very healthy units. We're not going to take that out at all. Blind in case of rogues. Okay, fine, that can work. Try to set this up a little bit more traditionally. This actually, let's give you that. Not make my augmentation completely Potato level bad. Level up a little bit. There isn't a rogue jumping at me, is there? No, it's just the Revo. Okay, I can live with that. Got a lot of augments onto the Atlas of all things, which wasn't necessarily the greatest of choices. It popped pretty well immediately. Nostalgia with the, not the Scoriox, but the Furiox. That's scary. Already got a little snaky on board. This next round, I should have enough for level 7, where I can maybe throw on an additional Scion and hopefully start actually finding some units of value in terms of damage. I know I say that as I'm looking at the Fern, but at the same time I don't want to lose my maximum interest. And by the time I realized that the Fern was there, I had already spent the credits onto leveling. Alright, Mammoth would not be bad actually here if I can pick that one up. I do get the head start because I'm having such a hard time here in this game so far. Mammoth is with us. Beautiful. So an extra tank, as well as a Scion. Don't want to keep that 5 Bulwark, though, unless I end up getting a Bulwark imprint at some point. So then that's a 100% throw that onto the Mammoth. Up against Genghis Khan this time, who's on an absolute tear of a win streak. What do we got going on here? That is a lot of firepower, to say the least. Let's bring ourselves up to the next level here, match them in level. Eddie is there, that's good. I will put Mammoth onto the board for a little extra tankiness. Give it's there. Then finding this guy actually does change things a little bit. And finding Scarabok and Mammoth, that's a lot of credits spent. But it's for good cause in this. Now I gotta think to myself, how much do I value having so much water? Well fought, but yeah, Genghis Khan's win streak's gonna keep going. I do have 4 water, so I'm getting additional energy as this game goes on, but having Atlas on the board, for example, right now is definitely underwhelming. Especially since, if I recall correctly, holding all of my tips. Yeah, that's not too good. Arbok, you can go on through. That can then... Here. These lines. As I see what's coming, try and do something like... This is not optimal. Absolutely not. My bunker, in theory, should be tighter to the corner. But I can at least make it so that this Rampy is going to just end up hitting my tankier units. Inferno proc does come on through. This isn't actually a terrible... Okay, yeah, it's a kind of a terrible fight. Okay, brutal. Brutal, brutal, brutal. Don't have much time left here to start turning this game around. 34 health. Not quite last in the lobby, but just about. Yeah, tried to go back to my roots here in this game where I would just casually let myself get up to 70 and then go Scion. And it seems like it's being punished a lot harder nowadays. At the same time, though, I know I'm probably not playing perfectly. This is a good start, though, so okay. This is good. Bring another Toxic in here. Right now, my Ranger wasn't necessarily bound to anything decent. Here comes a couple of my big Scions, though. In fact, Like, I want to keep Atlas because I do want Harbinger at some point, but it does not really feel like it's going to find me any value here right now. What do we get? What do we get? Attack and shield. Like that. The old Guardian's Grid. I don't like the stun. This thing does enough already. It'll make a damage for sniping and stacking. Okay, make you a carry. I am starting to find some of these Scions that I am looking for. Do I need to level right now, actually, even? I feel like I kind of have to because I'm so low. Just did. For this instance in particular, I went. I want to make it so that it's my Tiantis, that's the one that's getting hit. Because they're the tankier of the Scions, I'll let that happen. In theory, my Alfie is going to be able to tickle the majority of that corner comp. Might not have the damage to take them down, but should at least be able to put the hurt on with the assistance of the Ranger. The good little shot, the little Tipo, does take a lot of damage alongside the healer, but do they just have too much healing to the point where I'm going to end up falling? It's kind of looking that way right now. Goat or Jokul here on my right-hand side is causing a massive problem. Lack of damage is still going to bite me so far, and we need to figure it out quickly. Just about in range to level again. Need something good. 4s, I have a lot of level 5s. Empath Imprint, that might not be terrible. Resistances might not be terrible given the situation. I think the easy option is just to go for resistances. That's a lot of rake, or that's a rake right there on my bench, but I don't think it's going to make a huge difference in this instance. Gets myself a squeeze the board. Exactly the greatest of conditions, but see if maybe just having an overwhelming amount of units can get the job done here. 5 Bulwark, 5 Scion. Can this take care of Seiru, who is also on the bubble here with me? Very surprised at the positioning of that Alfie laser, but at the same time it did take down at least something from the front line. So he's getting a little bit of value. That 5 Scions now is actually starting to pack at least a little bit of a punch. We've broken through the front line, but again, lots of shielding. Get rid of it. Okay, we've gone through the front line. It's slow, but we're going to be able to do it, I think. Yeah, they don't have enough damage to get this done. We will live. We're not going to be last in this game, but we are far from safe. Okay, the Mammoth showing up is a nice change to the point where I kind of want to swap something out. This. See if I can find something to level. That is a good start. One more by chance. Nope, no buddy addition. He's got a little bit of extra bulkiness and somebody who can maybe utilize this attack augment a little bit better than just my empath links, but as a very, very scary squad once again here from Alan Karika. While my units are focusing on the right side, that is a Forest coming right for my supports and squishies. This is going to be the end of the line. Unless we live by 1 HP. Nope, that's it. Damn. Rough start. Rough start, and my Rating is basically back to a newcomers. Of course, I didn't get the whole heck of a lot of time to play so far here in this new season, but this goes to show I've been around for a while and I still have a hard time. It's a tough game. Scariest part to me is I couldn't actually tell you what went wrong in that game. It just didn't work. I had a lot of stage 1s for a very, very long time. Definitely didn't help, but... Oh. There's a reason why I cast and I don't end up competing 9 times out of 10. Having fun still, don't get me wrong. Yeah, we got absolutely crushed that game. In fact, my suit feels dirty. Let's go switch myself to a suit that will match what I am kind of wearing right here, right now. Let's go blue. Change of clothes, or a change of suits, because they're just absolutely... The yellow one's full of bloodstains this time. Of course, the goal here today is just to try and do better than 4th. I would love to be able to get myself back on the top side of the board. But this has definitely been a tough patch for me, to say the least. And I've not gotten to practice as much as I would have wanted to. And it's definitely showing so far, but that's alright. Not mad, just surprised. Alright, next lobby. Loaded so quickly, I didn't even see who was in it. Or which region we were at. Okay, Felicia already making an appearance here. And now we can take a look. So Braylon Steps. So I mean, if there is a team composition where I can get beat on early and then come back later, Braylon Steps is the place to do it. Got Razan. We've got Anubis in this one. Dude, Heat. Heat from VN. Seru. KZ. Fred again. What happens if I try to play the same composition? It goes completely against what I was just saying then. Like, if I play the way that I want to play, where I get stupid and start rolling right after Dokas, that goes completely against what I was just saying, where this region might not necessarily be a bad one to take the long game with. And another wrench I kind of got thrown here is I've already found 2 of my Bluefields for shock. In fact, I've got like 3 of them. 4 actually. I'm so torn. Not a bad little setup to start things off here. But Anubis will come on through. Nicely done. Even having the phase breaker already. Just to add that extra little bit of spice in this fight. I don't know why I'm just noticing that now, but was that the mammoth as a drone blast? That was a cool one. I like that. Oh, it's there. The potential. The potential is there. All right. Let's do this thing. Got the air. This is back. Back. Level. You go ahead. Might lose this one, but that's alright. I swear, if that fleece from the back ends up carrying this thing. Oh, it might do it too. I swear, that's frustrating. It's literally one shot away. Come on. Big moment for the fleece. Hey, combat rhythm, can't say no to that. So we're going to pick that one up. Let's clean up some space on this bench. One way. So the game plan with how this ended up turning up, one, there's not very many people. This is lucky because I didn't actually check, but one, there's not very many people right now actually going for fire, which should mean that Railu, Tiru are not really contested as much. Which, in theory, should let me go back to trying my shock build from last patch. Granted, yes, not as great as it used to be, but it is still decent, and if it does go wrong, at least I have time with Brightland Steps coming on through here to give me a chance to catch back up. At least that's how I see it so far. We're gonna get hit on a little bit in this early game, but that's okay. I just gotta get to Doka's, which I will be completely fine with, taking as minimal losses as I can. The fact that my fleece got focused in that instance was rather annoying. Take some damage, but it is what it is. And you want to keep the group because my bench is about to be a mess, especially if I add the Lynxes to it. It could be very problematic. Maybe I'll just do this for now, just to get off one extra spot. Caribou being here's nice, but it's also annoying. The one time that I was not looking for Caribou, I do end up finding it. I know my team planner is saying otherwise. In fact, let me see if I can change that. Okay, it is full firepower. So the team composition I base the first Illuvium on is basically what I'm going to be going for here. Couple things I can try and go for. I think Heady will be what I end up taking in this instance, because the tank line is usually where this team suffers. Yeah, we'll try and bring back full firepower for this one. Granted, there is no Ember Lynx or Virtuous Ember Lynx this time. There is the Stoic Lynx that you can for. And it is time. Time to play. Do I have Revo? I have Revo. I don't need any more Rotas. Okay, there we go. Gotta get rid of that one. Let's do it. Hello, beautiful. You have arrived. We're getting tanky this time. Stoic Emberlynx is here. Okay, with that part being done, I'll pause for a moment. There's still plenty of power on my board, or in my bench, that I need to actually get situated and set up properly. We're still going to end up losing this one, but kind of to be expected given what I have on the field right now. Actually, I kind of slept on the Lynx a little bit, not going to lie. I did a fantastic job holding the line there. There we go. Was that their first loss in that game? Damn, alright, let's go. Rye is here, this is good. Let's clean up a little bit. So, Roko, you've done well, thank you. Okay, you come on here. There's the Shock, but more importantly, there's the Enchanter that I'm looking for. Did not get what I was looking for. And you know what? Screw it. Let's just make you a tank. Tank brawler for now. Might be stupid, but it might be fun. Let's see how it goes. So this Enchanter is going to be the way that I try and sustain through some of this early game. I'm going to build my gauntlet so that it has a reduced damage, or no, it's reduced energy cost. You can cast it much quicker. So that's just constantly spitting out Enchanter heals and Enchanter damage. And hopefully we can start seeing more rounds like that, because that's what I'm looking for. Oh, I need to get an office chair at some point, I swear. Do have the one Shock. What is the situation in regards to Rise and T-Ruse? There is... T-Ruse are actually heavily contested right now. That's kind of surprising. Rye, not so much. I think I'll just try to keep it natural. I'm not going to try and force time. Normally when I would play this, I would get really, really reckless, and I'd be sitting at 0 credits pretty much the entire game because I'd keep rolling for Rye trying to rush. But given the situation at hand here, where it looks like a lot of these Illuvials that I want are being picked up with the exception of, I guess, the Rye. And do I really want a hard roll right now for Rye? Not really. I'd rather put some aside. Energy cost reduction, there it is. But now, optimally, my Ranger is going to be spitting out shots extremely quickly. One adjustment I am going to make is I am going to put the Clumsy thing, or the Disruptive Force, aka the old Fate Sealer. I'm going to put that onto the Kukaraf. I'm going to basically be making them the quarterback of this team, where whatever they're hitting Clumsy on is what the Lynx and the rest of the squad could then hopefully focus down. This way too, if my Lynx just gets popped because it's the main tank, I don't lose the Clumsy debuff. Just like that, like right there, that shot from the Aqua Blaster nearly took out my Lynx. I would not have Clumsy in a moment's time. In theory. Yeah, I would no longer have Clumsy anymore. Which, I mean, I'm not really going up against Air. Air is not necessarily the most popular right now. But at least that's my justification. It does not put all of my eggs into one basket. Bulwark is one. The attack speed is also quite nice on this team, actually. Oh, that's kind of good too. To do the fighter one, we do end up finding Rue. I'll eventually move that fighter chip over to, I believe, the Lynx. But at the same time, I kind of want to see how fast this Kuka can fire off its Omega, as it has one of the most disgusting stuns in the game. And if every time it's firing off its Omega, I'm healing and doing AoE damage, it's quite nice. And putting this air imprint actually onto my Lynx might be more valuable now that I found it. That it does get a part of the dodge chance, making it just that much tankier. If there's only a way that I can make or not Railu a enchanter, that would be fun. I think I need to at least put one level in, because this is going to be a brutal loss otherwise. I can pick Teddy up. There we go. Did I trap Railu in this? Maybe, but at least not immediately. It's going to be able to help with the Valente. Now it's going to be free. We are leveled down still, even after leveling. D from VN, all the way up to level 7 already here in this game. Chant from the Mammoth going to make things awkward, but we still have the Enchanters. We still have Hetty for a little bit of extra backup as well. But this little squiz in the back line, making things a little bit difficult, but the Thanksgiving turkey is going to clutch things up here for us. Game dodge chance, next speed, movement speed. I'm just going to click that so I don't have to spend credits trying to find something different. And it kind of goes along here with the air style anyway, so oh. Razam, unfortunately, looks like they've DC'd from the lobby. They do have some of the T-Roos that I would want for Shock. Ezor has a ride. This Fred again has T-Roos as well, so it's probably wise that I'm not necessarily focusing on the shock aspect here of this composition. This one here with Stayru having a much better game this time by Rogue Predator with Bloom. Kinda terrifying, but they're all looking at my Lynx right now. That's exactly where I want them to look. It's actually my Kukaraf in this instance that is doing a fantastic job of damage. The Ranger as well. And I'm not gonna lie, that team was kind of terrifying, but yet we made it look easy. We're setting ourselves up quite nicely here. I just need to figure out where to go from here. YOLO might not be a terrible idea, actually. I am notoriously terrible at handling fighters, but maybe today can be the day. Couple things of value into this carousel. We do have Fighter Imprint, which is going to get yoinked immediately. Another Disruptive Force would normally be high value in this instance, but I already have one, so I'm not too worried. And what I'll end up doing would have been taking that, but does end up actually going over to, I believe that was Lukitz who sniped it last second. I was looking for that mule. Did not work in my favor this time. Finding the trunk now is going to make things nice. This on you buff the 3 backline units here. Actually, buff the Kuka. Yeah, do that instead. Hitting that 70 credit threshold, so we're getting ourselves maximized up on economy. Looking good here so far. There's a few ways that I can try to pivot this. Optimally, what I would love to find in this instance is a Nature Empath. This way I can get Wildfire Enchanter going on instead of Shock. But there is only one option for that. I do need to find Fern. And at the same time, I still do want to push for 6 air to maximize my tankiness. Start by leveling with our interest. I'm only going to use the interest. And because this is an enchanter as well, I don't necessarily have to keep everybody clumped. There's one interaction that I'm still not 100% of. It says it heals allies for a percentage of their max health. I imagine that's once, and that if there's multiple units on top of each other, that they don't all buff each other. That is what I'm kind of curious about. Like, there's only the one proc. It doesn't stack. At least that's how I think it goes. Because if it is the stacking way, then I've been playing this composition wrong. Okay, so this will get us up to level 7. I think the first sure thing to go for in this instance would be to add my additional fighter, bring Mule onto the field. Has us now 1 away from the 6 air. And then this is where the decisions kind of have to be made a little bit. Am I completely done chasing Kukas, Rise, and Tirus? Or do I want to wait for maybe some of these players to fall before leveling again? I think, optimally, the weapon might have actually just made my mind up for me. If I go for Arrow Edge, I immediately now have the 6 air. I just give up Enchanter. And I just have to find a healer instead. Mega and dodge. Might be stupid. As I see 2 Ferns on the board, but hey, this is okay. I can still turn this around. Oh, yeah. Because I'm not 100% sure of what my plan will be, want to put that credits on through. Fighter. Empath allowed for Templar. I do have Templar already activated. So we give ourselves a bit of a spike by switching the thing that we're going for. We're a little bit more all in now onto fighters as of this moment. But we do get the 6 air. I did not position for this Rake very well though, and it is now going to allow that plus this Senolf to absolutely shred on through. It likely would have been worse if I stayed with the Fire Gauntlet, so I'm not gonna get buyer's remorse. Not yet. Level up to 8 here, and then I'm going to slowly but surely start to kind of roll through. Water, no thank you. Can't generate hyper, considering I'm going for air. What is everybody building? Only Fred that has a ton of fire, right? I can just go for Bloodthirst. That is a nice air unit to add to quad. I like Winks, you can come on through. No, no. Take you. Go from there. Because I'm no longer Enchanter, I can probably move my augments off of my Kuka. Give it to, say, Mule or something instead. There goes Razam. Unfortunately, did DC or something earlier on. Up here. Don't need Fleesh anymore. This'll get me dust. I love the thought of having Doritos as well. Move this over here. Kuka can stay as a fighter. That's, you know, let's give it to Revo. Or no, I kind of want the additional charge. Let's do that. Fighter chip, percentage, or crits. And then doubts go defense. I did not get this. Oh, I did get to switch it. And I'm going to have another Railu on the bench, I think, come on down, because I failed to actually move one onto the bench from leveling. I will probably substitute out the additional Railu for Adorito to try and get some sustain back in this composition. The nice thing to find is exactly what D from VN has right now. If I was able to find Squiz, that'd be so nice. Couldn't find my mouse there for a second. There we are. Back here. Where's Railu 2? There. And bring you in here. I do see there's a little Alfie over there. Thanks. Squiz is here. Not going to be able to move on it just yet. This is going to be tough. That is a very, very tanky bunker. We barely beat KZ last time. Granted, we have a little bit of extra firepower, but they have a lot of healing. We've already gotten through my links, so it's a little problematic. Mule's ramped up, but it's not that tanky just yet. We will end up falling here, so KZ going to hang on a little bit longer in this game. Full augments on the dock again. What to pick? What to pick? I honestly do not know. Thinking Phase Breaker, but I kind of got sniped from me here. Let me just go for a high value fighter. I'm not going to complain about having a foe with me. That would be fighter number 5. Kuka. What do I want to even be doing? I feel like... Oh, you're one of the fighters that I need, though. Oh, this game's hard, man. Especially as you can probably tell, I'm still not 100% in terms of energy level. My focus is absolutely nowhere near where it would normally be. But we're still doing okay. Shield crate, this is definitely a warm welcome. Phase Breaker is definitely valuable. I can stop being a little bit all in. Okay, let's see. Do something like that. You go here, you quarterback the team. You have that emergency button just in case, while also giving Kuka some damage. Let's give you the tank augment to help get through this team composition. I have so much credits on the board right now that I don't know what to do with. Might just start putting it towards leveling again. I am so slow on even augments. I have 2 augments on the board not just being used at all. Got the foe still on the bench that in theory needs to come on through as well, but this Lynx is doing a great job tanking. My fighters are on to one of the Octiuses, so this is positive. Took down the one. Lynx is still relatively healthy. Bear is on to the other one. And we are going to be able to climb on through. Just got to deal with the Ranger. Even with dropping the ball in terms of these couple of augments, this team is doing okay. kind of pivoted away here from being full firepower, but this is still very, very interesting. I have a mammoth that's still looking for a job to do. Good damage. That should be like that as well. I do want to pick up this mule. I still have a quiz on the board, but nobody else is going to really let me have them. Do I just level and just say screw my problems? I'll throw something in anyway. Is this going to be a rogue team? This is going to be nasty, and I'm probably going to be clapped unless my Lynx can get to the background in time. It did actually get right in front of the penguin, so that's actually not terrible. Optimally, I think I probably should have thrown the foe onto the board instead of the squiz. I'm just so used to playing Scion-based stuff that I saw squiz and got happy. Squad holds up strong. I need that mule. I gotta stop sleeping at the wheel here. Make that swap, and then, okay, that's exactly why I wanted to keep the mammoth, because I don't have Kukaraf, though, so, like, why am I worried about Tempest? Oh, right, because of my binding here. Okay. We've replaced Bird for now. Or actually, I don't have to replace Bird at all. I can just that up. Do something like this. I have Tempest now on there, so going up directly against some of these Illuvials isn't going to be a bad time. Going up against that Umber, though, is going to absolutely be a bad time. And I just misread the Sinalf again. Revo is there, but that's a big heal. Yeah, we're going to get crushed this time. Rightfully so. Good setup, good combo. Yeah, Lukeets is going to be a problem in this late game, that's for sure. Mule is here, foe is here as well. Because I don't have... Can I? There's potential, actually. Get the 5 fighters on board. One... I know, you're still a little bit more stronger right now. Make you a fighter instead. I need to trap my own foe, otherwise it gets way too far ahead of everybody. Ador is going to be ever so slightly too slow, but it is going to be here. KZ's still hanging on. It's a strong squad. There is that Sinalf once again. Playing with fighters does make it a little bit difficult to actually control the clump. Sometimes they do absolutely line up. It feels like I just don't have any Omnivamp, but I have literally 2 different drone augments here with Omnivamp, and I still cannot withstand what's going on here. Brutal. Adorito's going to come on through, but so does Forus, which is going to allow me to kind of refocus Forus as the main DPS. Of the into a super speedy bugger here. Because the clumsy stuff, the old face healer, like as much as that is a DPS augment, it is also kind of a support augment. And I want to make sure it's on something that's actually going to for sure live a while. So I'm thinking Adorito might be able to actually make use of this here. Other problem, of course, currently happening that I'm finding is I cannot deal with big bunkers and backlines. And shield into Omega Power. We'll put that onto you. And just make it so that your Omega hits like a truck. That is a Jotun right there from VN. There is one Illuvial that might be able to help answer my bunker problems. One, of course, is foe. Other would be a familiar. I do have the squeeze on the board as well, but there's so many squeezes out on the board right now that the likelihood of me finding what I want is slim. Pause there. Horus is alright, but it's kind of stuck on a tank right now. That Jotun, again, directly in the center is what I'm scared about. Look at how much it heals and all of the shield it has every time it finds an elimination. But I think we just have an overwhelming amount of numbers, and I don't think they actually have anything to hit air. So, mission accomplished. We've gotten 4th at least. But can we do better? Gonna be 2nd to go. I see what I want, and I believe nobody else is really going for it right now. There it is. Because if I'm lucky and happen to find Kukaraf, there is an extension that I can kind of take this. Who was it? It was D from VN that has Jotun, so, I mean, I'll have the Jokul for the meals on board, but I'm not expecting much. Mammoth, not today. Looking for foe as well. There is foe. I think I'm actually just going to take these off. Fermi, you go here, that's fine. And this is, of course, the beam. That is a Titan ore here for Anubis. Oh, dear God. That is a scary boy. Open the squad spreads out. Let the Winks just tank this. The Charm did come in pretty clutch. The Shunt as well, going to mess with the Sinolf. I don't know what the heck we did, but we did manage to melt the Titan ore. Now it's just up to this Rake, and Anubis will be out of here. Alright, apparently air is the way to go for me here. Does anybody have the actual full mammoth right now? I'm getting, like, playfully annoyed with how often I'm finding it. Not looking for that. I am looking foe in particular. There is another. Ganolf once again going to be coming on through the over to the side, DPS, over to the side. Umber's gonna go nuts in my backline, but what's new? Just stay alive, don't be the first one focused. We can kill everything else, we can turn onto Umber faster. So far it's actually looking pretty good. My Jokul just took a massive shot though, but we are going to end up taking care of the Sinolf. Never mind, I lied. And yeah, there goes the Umber. Alright. Definitely going to be problematic. We knew Lukeets was going to be scary. Does anybody else have foes? No. There is the potential of a kill shot here, I do believe. So I'm going to get rid of the Rue. I need to be moving much quicker. Phosphorus is online. There we go. Support on Omega. Do I even have anything else? Let's do more healing, sure. Thank you, the tank, I guess. Okay, let's see. With this new phosphorus, can we clean on through? It's in set up for a good shot. Come on, there we go, right through, all the way to the Sinalf even. This is actually looking alright. This phosphorus is going to eventually ramp up even more and more as this fight continues. Alright, so I can take care of D from VN. But Lukeets can't take care of D from VN unless that was my ghost. We're in the top 3. Still very wealthy in terms of credits. I still have a couple of options that I'm thinking about. So how's it going? Congrats on second yesterday in the Leviathan tournament, eh? That's lucky. I feel like the icing on the cake here for this squad is something that doesn't necessarily get talked about too much. But Spore. If I can get this Verminio to a Vermiliaire, I could screw with the backline as well as get the job done for all over the place here. I think you support. You go here. How's that thought? Here, you want to do more damage too? Go for it. If I can get Vermiliaire as well, that'd be pretty cool. If I all of a sudden find a damn Kukaraf, I'm gonna laugh. Oh, it didn't click! Come on! No, that's not what I wanted to see. It was right there in my shop. I clicked it, but it did not go through. There's Kukaraf. Fortunate. Umber's going directly towards the Phosphorus, and actually this positioning is good. Turn back, turn back, turn back, turn back! Yes, there we go. The Umber is gone. In theory, we should be able to clean this up then. Oh, what a shot from the Phosphorus. It just took out the Octius too. And the Phosphorus will continue. We still are in this one. Lukeets is not going to be eliminated. Let's see. Of course, take this energy crate. Regen, then Omega Power. Give it to you. Can I somehow implement my freaking chicken? I think we can. Okay, there's Tempest. Do I have a Grass Arc? No, not necessarily. We're just gonna go for Tempest then. Three Tempests are here. Optimally, I would have needed a Nature Scion. That is not on the board this time. What a shot again coming on through here from the Mammoth. This squad is nuts! Okay. With Kukaraf being here, gonna load you up to be an additional mini carry of such. You will get boosted by Railu. Revo, Buff, Mammoth, Winx, and where is the Umber? The Umber is going to be the biggest thing, and Kukaraf, your job is to follow Umber. Where is it going? Right there. Follow the Umber. You're so close, dang. But yeah, much better than 4th, that's for sure. Almost never see level 10. Well, hell, they just fell into my favor today. And with the Kukaraf here with the rest of my fighters, it will lock down the Umber. No snowballing Umber this time. And with a Tempest and air-based fighter composition that I am terrible at piloting, we got ourselves a W. Let's go. There we go. Big ol' rating jump. Love to see it. Yeah, you never normally will see level 10. Normally you say level 8, sometimes level 9 is really all you need. But I had a pretty crazy composition and actually was able to hold credits for a very, very long time. And the icing on the cake, a lot of people say normally if you switch your weapon, you're getting 7th. Well, I swapped my weapon and I actually won the game here. So there we go. See, I just needed a change of clothes. I just need a change of suits, which apparently, as I did that, I just sent my green screen into the Shadow Realm. Let me fix that real fast. It's snowing. Thank you, Sota. That's fixed. That's a little better. Alright. I'm not done just yet, but every 2 games I do start my game just to be safe. I do this with every game. Every 2 games, regardless of which one it is, I always reboot my game. Might see more level 10 in the next patch. What are you forecasting? What do you think's going on? I haven't personally taken a look at the testnet patch. I've just been going off of what Paz has kind of been telling me. Like how the carousel would be gone and whatnot. Thank you, CFGD. Thank you. Quick coffee breather. I definitely need that. Needed that. Right, we're back. Apparently this blue suit is good luck, so we're going to keep it on. Got time for one more here today, this afternoon, or this morning rather. Get this done today, hopefully start working on a couple of new videos. I have some good footage, I have a lot of stuff that I want to cook up here. Just a matter of actually having the time and bandwidth to do it. Because I wouldn't say that I'm burnt out. I still have motivation and I'm very, very happy to be here, but I am definitely exhausted. Want to take a look? If you have it, I can definitely do so. Here, let me pop out a queue here, actually. That would be kind of cool to see. Is that just on the Discord? Yeah, I'm just trying to find the test night. It's not even on the Illuvium Discord's announcement. Yeah, definitely take a look, but yeah, I don't see it. And more econ, less XP required to level up. Interesting. Alright. That'd be an interesting change. Very, very interesting change. Like across the board or just in later stages? Because, like, for example, for me to hit level 10 that game, I was sitting on, like, max interest for what felt like at least half the game. And I was just very, very thankful that the comp that I was playing wasn't so contested that I was naturally finding a lot of my units. I didn't really have to roll too much there. At least not until the very, very end, when I was looking for phosphorus. Right, doing good in terms of my missions. I am well on pace to actually complete this thing by the end of the Battle Pass, or by the end of the season. I still have 56 days to just get another say, or another 1,000, 1,500 or so if I want to get all the way to the end. Heck yeah. We're getting there. Shared it in DM, thank you. For the sake of keeping things sped up here, I'm going to keep myself in queue. I'm not going to hop out. Because if I hop out now, I will probably end up going overtime. But I will quickly try... Oh, it's literally all here charted. Thank you, Sota. Oh yeah, I would not be able to do it justice by flying through it right now. That's going to be a... That might be a video in itself, to be completely honest with you. Thank you again for sharing that. That's really, really, really cool. Fair. I think I saw something about drone damage too going up or something like that. But again, it was a very, very speedy glimpse. Holy dokas. I mean, where do we got here this time? Abyssal Basin. Okay, I will try to remember this. I will try to remember this. And not randomly have a rogue or something on my team and then get a rogue imprint that I'm stuck with for the rest of the game. That is a lot of magic. A lot of Omega chips to kind of start things off here. Okay, we've got ourselves a tank. Let's put you here. Lynx, hello. Beautiful. We'll bring you on through. An additional fighter to maybe keep the fighters going. Do I get my engine? There's an engine. I'll take that. Bang, bang, and just in case, I'll bring you two. No, that sounds incredible. I look forward to taking a look at it, and it's just going to make everything that much more intense, and I look forward to it. Thank you again. But this lobby, of course, here, this ranked game, we are, again, Abyssal Basin, so we'll start getting composites throughout the game, level around 11 and 12, respectively. Players in this lobby exists. I think I've seen in IPL a couple times. Zinta is new to me. Ole Haas, I know a lot from the Daydream events. Deno Hype is new to me. Fox Oracle, actually. Hey, hope you're having a great day once again, and good luck, have fun. We're playing iNostology, and then Zico Perico is also here. Good to see ya. Hope all's going well, and if you happen to be in the chat, good luck. Okay, or the Verdant Cleaver is an insta-pass here for me. But the sword is not. We will take it. Everybody jump on through and mess with those guys. Let's do this. Let's bring the Totofi in just for now. So I don't have very many weapons that I'm very, very comfortable with. I did not have a lot to choose from. When I had the Earth Rogue weapon, it's like, I don't like this. Verdant Cleaver, I throw it away immediately. I don't play Rogue. But the fighter weapon, the Grove Sword. This is cool. Zico Perico is actually in chat. There you are. Look, Bob, I'm on TV. Good luck, man. Combat rhythm, but it's only level 1. Damage amp, resistance. I mean, better than nothing. And almost like it was meant to be. The Lynx this game is also fighter. We can set ourselves up kind of like this. Yeah, I've slowly but surely, like I don't like the Grove Sword, but at least it's not in instant throwaway territory for me. Like, okay, I'm not mad that I have it. I can work with this. Opens up the door, of course, to, I believe, Toxic Aegis is a common one, or Toxic Berserker. Especially with the way this early game's kind of lined up here for me, where I'm just finding fighters all over the place. Is this the second game in a row that we go fighters? Toxic Aegis is still definitely potential, especially now that Hetty's here. Might be. The T-pose can go away. Dokas, you can stay just in case. I do need to move my augments, though. Of course, I did find the middle stage evolution here for the Lynx. I wish I gave the Omega Power augments to that instead of my Doka, but I think we're still going to get away with it for now because this team is just genuinely just disgusting for now. And this is the kind of tempo I like, though. I tend to enjoy just the very, very strong starts into a very, very rough mid-game and then hopefully close out the late game. Kind of setting itself up to be something along those lines. And one thing that's kind of grown on me in regards to the fighters themselves, it's triggering an old memory for me. When I see so many fighters swarming onto a target, it's given me the same dopamine hit of me sending my Zerglings in to attack a group of the workers in StarCraft. It's given me the exact same dopamine high, and it's really, really fun. Everything always comes back to StarCraft. I know. Oh, they're gonna leave me a Lynx. Okay. Thankfully, I got that from watching all y'all with the IPL. Because at first, it took me a long time because I think fighters, they want to be in the front line, right? But then they would get swarmed down, and it would always be problematic. And trying it myself and getting bodied a few times didn't necessarily work. It's me, guys. You know I have to. Hello, beautiful. We're in primetime position now. I've never been so comfortable in a early game as I slowly but surely watch my units start to fall, but the Lynx is still here. We do have the low-level combat rhythm, which should allow us to slowly but surely chip away here. There we go. The fact that it's the Earth variant as well, the Terra Link, so I do end up getting 3 Earth, even though I wasn't necessarily pushing for Earth. Monk here showing up? Berserker. Alright. Berserker online. I wonder. Fry coming in. Why do I have a Fleesh in the front line? I mean, I know they die quickly, but just hopped on out there. I am notoriously terrible at keeping track of my levels, even though I'm actually in the process of leveling. But adding Rai onto the squad now gives me 5 fighter. With the Monk here getting an evolution, we are now at 2 Berserker as well. If only the Lynx was Berserker, that would be absolutely bonkers. But no, that is not going to end up being the case. But it should allow for the Lynx to be strong enough, supercharged for these late game battles, which is where I need them to shine. They absolutely will do so. Sorry, Zika Perico, not this time, but oh god, they're going air. That's something to keep in mind. Riptor joining the fun. Come on out, little guy. Okay. Here. Don't need to, I guess, make a move just yet. I was very, very thankful that very thankful that the Lynx came as quickly as they did. Very, very minimal rolling was necessary to even find it. This is low-key one of the most satisfying things. I know I've said it before, but when a player's drone moves towards your unit and you know that they're just saying to them in their head, like, what the F is that? As they look at your Lynx. That's so satisfying. Alright, each attack healing the ranger. I do like that. On Omega, pure damage for a few seconds. I don't necessarily care. Attack speed gained. I just kind of want the sustain, to be honest. And I do see that the boomerang is there, but you know what? Does it make sense to do so? Nah. Let's keep it. I was too slow anyway. And we're just kind of on cruise right now. We don't even necessarily have to move our units. I'd like to have a little bit of a tankier front line. It does feel like it, or at least sound like, if that is the instance, that I would be punished anywhere near as badly. So I would absolutely love that, yeah. Any more reason for me to just turn my brain off and roll for Lynxes is a good day. As it continues to stand tall here in this one. Okay, damage amp. We've got level 1s once again here, which is a little underwhelming, but that's okay. Overall damage amp or pure damage? I think pure damage, considering I have a ton of attack damage already, right? Oh my god, yes, of course. How could I forget? As if this thing wasn't crazy enough. I forgot about Abyssal Basin. My Lynx is now a berserker. Energy-wise, I even want this. Oh, just go for the heals. Support crates. In the instance where I get 7 fighters, I think this would be cool. And there we go. We've got wildfire now as well. Okay. Do something like that even could maybe be good. But I don't need to be sitting here with level 5 when I have more than enough for interest levels. I think the answer, given I don't have really anything evolved, is just to continue on with this fighter stacking. That was a very lucky roll. I'm very, very happy about that. This is going to be some BS right here in just a moment. I guess I know everybody else also gets something, but that could not have gone better for me. Actually, this might be kind of funny. What would happen every second? I'm actually kind of correct. All right. So what would happen if I played fighters like all y'all do rogues? If I can get Verdant Fighter, Verdant Berserker, or instead of having just the Blotto up here, maybe I can put him in the backline for a little extra protection, but like have y'all focus on Gnarl, dump a Verdant Puddle, and have all my fighters fight on that instead. That's something that kind of just popped into my head. Axel, how's it going, buddy? Good to see you. Thanks for hopping in. And Blotto, of course, is going to get focused down extremely quickly, but that is okay. I still do end up getting Wildfire procs because of the Ranger. And I made sure, because I know sustain is usually a problem for my Rangers, at least early on. Getting the one buff that does let you sustain a little bit. That on top of Wildfire kind of makes it a pseudo-tank. Rip Lance would be nuts. If I could somehow hit that. That would be incredible. We're just about at the borderline of level 7 as well. I think I know what I'm going to do if they let me do it. Oh, no, they're not going to let me do it. Okay. Because they're all just magic augments. Go. Okay, fine. I'll take it to Topi. Ah. I was coming for the little Vermilia just for the credits. We have more than enough credits to get the job done here, so we'll do that. I can level up. If I had another fighter, we would be right there right now. What I can do for the sake of synergies is just add my Cling onto the field for now. And from here, maybe we just slow roll for a little bit. Just as I watched that Rampy go up to the skies, and I mean, it was a good amount of damage, but the swarm continues to pull through. You got no compass. Oh, no. Roll the dice, unfortunately. You're good, though. I'm sure you can still make it up there. If I get Rip Lance and I don't win, I think that says a lot. There is Cling. It's Wine. Hi, you're welcome to join. One more just to peek, but nothing that I'm looking for as of this moment. Just out of curiosity, what does the Riptor scenario look like? Okay, so exists as Riptorus. My Nostalgia in Nostalgai as a Hator will stay up at the top. So my apologies if I am saying it wrong. The 2 Riptoruses already created. So the likelihood of Rip Lance, at least right now, is very, very unlikely. I'm going to make a slight positional adjustment due to the augment or the buff that I have on my Ranger. Every second auto? What is it? Every second Omega? Grants more attack speed. Let me put you closer to Lynx and Monkir to capitalize on that. Okay, let me clean the bench a little bit too. Okay, pure damage is attack damage. Attack speed gained is kind of nice. Omega crushing momentum. I like the attack speed for the sake of Thane. Speaking of sustain, let's try this. Oh, I would need a grass fighter, actually, in order to pull it off, wouldn't I? With Mule now here. 7 fighters active, and we just got True Sight. There we go. Literally could not have come at a better time. We're up against Zikaprico, who is lined up with 7 air, but now at least my Lynx can actually hit it consistently. Not immediately, but now we can. Had to give up a little bit of energy regeneration to do that, but it is definitely worth it. What on earth is happening to the section here? Lynx, come on, bud. This is so close. Zikaprico might still actually get this. Oh, the regen! Oh, that was close. Empath Imprint and Elder Surge. Funding energy costs. Damage amp looking good. Can I find... Imagine if I had that with Rip Lance. That'd be ridiculous. Orc and a Guardian's Grid. I'm going to go for the greedy route and take this. I have so much credits and I'm just not properly using it. Hey, how about some healing? Okay, with Archos, my beloved turtle, now being a part of the squad. Oh, speaking of Rip Lance, actually, oh dear god. Exis found it. Ooh, boy, okay. That's a little problematic. Alright, so you verdant Vanguard players out there. Oh, Riptor. We now can still need a grass fighter, so I have to wait until I find foe then, eh? Find foe, replace Doka, and would that be the case? Could be you that carries the fence. And then I'm just holding the monkeys just to be a menace. Sorry, Fox. I didn't realize you were actually going for it, but yeah, if you're looking, or if you're wondering where your monkeys are, I might have them. Come on, Lynx. There we go. 1v3, can you pull it off? It definitely isn't simple, but we're making it work. Love this damn thing. And with the win, did I snake Hetty? No, I did not. Okay. Burn is always one I look at and like, maybe I can do something with this. Continue to slow roll. Zikaprico's back once again. They did beat me last time we did battle each other. Finding Familiar is definitely a nice find. Something like this. Familiar is going to come try and take down my carry section. Does some decent damage, but it goes down rather quickly compared to last time where it did end up living. Now, can Lynx stay safe? The only thing that I do not have with the Lynx right now is some form of emergency button. It is full carry mode, so it very well could get thrown around and targeted and taken down. And look at that stun lock, actually. That was brutal from Zico Perico. My Lynx was literally wandering around charmed for what felt like an eternity. Mammoth throwing me around. Gazatep charms. Brutal stuff, but well played. The mule is mine. I don't think I have this thing evolved yet, right? I think I just found the 2, so this might finally evolve it. Foe is here. Okay, there we go. What we're gonna end up doing now. Soka, move up. Foe, you are now here. Bind Verdant Berserker. With the intention of having my twine kill itself in the middle of the field and letting the rest of the fighters go nuts. I gotta figure out what I want to do in regards to Archelion, though, or Archos. Maybe I just added additional tank instead. So it's not purely on the twine. Super boost. 1, 2, 3, that works. Fusion. Make this would work nicely with you. Set up something like this. So here's what's gonna happen. Twine front and center. The backup coming there from the croc. I have so much credits that I'm just dropping the ball. I'll get myself up to here and keep that. Let's see how this goes. Twine is going to get knocked down. The Verdant Puddle has fought, and that's exactly where they're fighting, but that's a lot of damage coming on through. My Lynx is already dead. I don't even know what necessarily hit it. Damn. Okay, maybe not a good first experiment with the Verdant Fighter Suicidal Twine. One thing that is biting me, though, is I still do have a lot of tiered units. Like, Riptor is still just Riptor. Maybe we do some sort of middle grounds, but I know the more stuff that I put in the front line, the more this is going to cause just absolute chaos for my units to actually position and get around in. That might be an add on a little bit of extra pressure. Let's do that. That'll get us 6 nature. One problem, though, again, is that I'm nature. Unfortunately, nature gets smoked by, I believe, what? Both fire and air? No, it's fire and ground. That's what it was. Okay, there we go. Burden Fighters worked out that time. Okay. I might need to swarm the board. Or at least my very, very biased mind says just swarm it. But when I see stuff like this Riptor here, it does make me a little bit sad. Does Squiz have any business being here? Not really. Do you want to wait to do it? I did overspend, though. Next, but Archos being sold off. And my credits going. How is my Lynx? No, oh, untargetable. Okay, now we're firing. There, into the Verdant's Puddle we go. Please help sustain. But there's just so much damage here from Haas. Damn. That is brutal. It's tough to deal with as is, let alone when I am hyper against it. The Verdant Chip. Alright. Who do I want to have this? I think the easy answer is Blotto. Blazonite is right there as well. Zico does have some. How many? None. Alright. Knock out the Rake just for my sanity, please. I've seen this thing pop off way too often. I do not want to see it live. Peeking down, there we go. Onto the Verdant's Puddles we go. And we will sustain for at least a little bit. Foe is going to end up falling, but again, we still have the Lynx. There we go. It sucks and falls off at after the mid-game. It's only good early. Well, you might be right, but I'm stubborn. Oh, hello. Might be time to think about moving, though. I'm not going to lie. It's not that the Lynx isn't holding their own, but could a Forest do better? I'd 100% argue yes. Just fires off its Omega just that much quicker. Goes nuts. Does anybody else have a Forest? No, they just have a little foe, just a 1. Alright, I wish I could in-game just feed my Lynx a treat of some sort. Composite crates. I think we do this. Go here. Give you the one with the Omnivamp on it. Give you the one with Piercing and Stealing for a little extra utility. Still have to deal with Zico Perico. So we're gonna do this instead. 4 Berserker. 7 Fighter. With the Verdant Kamikaze and 2 Fighters. Like a rogue team. Let's see how this goes. Oh, big shot from that Familiar, though. That was kind of brutal, but we do have a little bit of a breathing room. Where is my foe? Did it go down? I can't even see. Oh, it's actually in the middle. It's fighting off Jotan by itself? Keep swinging, keep swinging. How is it living? How is it living? I mean, this is still not completely done, but this is incredible. It sat there at like 5 HP for so long. This is still problematic, though. We could very well still lose this. It's not a guarantee. That Verdant Puddle's in a good spot. We will end up losing this, I do think, but... my goodness, that was close. Hang on one moment. Bird, but not the bird that y'all might have been expecting. Does this give me 1 away from Blazonite? Oh, Zico's going for Forest as well, you son of a gun. I see what you're doing. And fair enough to you. On Omega, lose. Who goes fast? Okay, Riptor, you're literally just a support unit. I just rolled past a foe. That's unfortunate. There's one. Searching. Need to be going faster, but I'm not. And I rolled past a foe again, because I am on a roll. Me versus Exodus's Ghost. This is a little bit of a rough start, but I am onto the back line at least. Lynx is down. Ranger's holding off the Rip Lance. Boris is still alive. Blazonite is here. And there we go. We will survive. Kling is here. Rather than Gnarl is. Zico. You and I down to the wire it shall seem. With one final attempt at this fight. Phosphorus online. Let's see how it goes. Blazonite immediately going to be taking down. I did not even realize that Jotun was actually a Revenant. That is kind of terrifying, not going to lie. But it's also terrifying is the Phosphorus sitting in the verdant puddle. We're cosplaying as rogues today. We're not going anywhere and still doing a stupid amount of damage. Can we hang on, though? It's not a guarantee. Where is Phosphorus? They will hang on. The Ranger is basically like a pocket healer right next to ya. There we go, Birdo. Take care of him. This is still far from over. Zico still has, I think, one, maybe two more shots to take. Gonna readjust a little bit of my augments. I think there's arguably stuff that can be done better. No more jump scaring my Blazonite. You can jump scare the fellow polar bear all you want. That is fine by me. Blazonite free fire. Let's go. Verdant puddles. Double stacked. The Abyssal Basin definitely helping us keep that in line. We need to get rid of that Jotun, though, and now we are starting to focus it down. The Untargetable is going to break it for just a moment's time. But again, Verdant Puddle, the charm. That's actually a brutal charm coming out here from the Gasotep, but it's going to allow us to get into the back line and stack up some attack speed. There we go. And we're now on to the bear. This is close. This is close. I don't have any sustain. It's outside of the puddle. Hang on, Birdo! Hang on! Hang on! Oh my god, we hang on, barely. Oh my goodness. One more battle after this. Sheesh. Very close fight here with Zico Perico. Whew. Curious as to what to do for the next fight, though, because that was still so close. That wasn't comfortable. That was brutal. It was exciting, though. I'm very, very thankful that I remembered to put my limiter on this day. Oh, holy tank items. That. I wonder. Bang. Bang. That back to you. that. Bang. Bang. Berserker Birdo. Lynx, you've done well, but just hold the line for me now. There we go. Vermilier does get its cast off, but now we are on to the bear very early on here into this fight. And we're still going to be positioned next to it without getting swung on ourselves. The Jotun is focused. The Jotun is down. Verdant fighters have arisen. And even in a fire meta, we will prevail and prevail beautifully. There we go. Well, there we are. This was fun. I actually really enjoyed this. There we go. On the screen, of course, the squad that did end up taking it here. So if I were to, I guess, adjust this any further, not even sure. Good game, Zico Perico. That was a fantastic game. Oh, yeah. The Abyssal Basin definitely went into my favor. I would be foolish, rather, to say that this was all just off of creativity and team planning, because of course there is an aspect of luck and RNG that kind of goes into this, so I'm not going to hype myself up too much for this. The fact that we had the Verdant and the 4 Berserkers without a Rip Lance was pretty crazy. Your mama said, no! No, not like this. To be fair, I thought you had me many, many times there in that fight. I wouldn't say gapped. Thank you, though, Nostalgia. But that's 2 games in a row where Phosphorus ended up being my win condition, and it paid off. That's absolutely going to be saved. That was a fun one. And once again, as the game finishes, I break my green screen and make it snow once again, apparently. That's okay, we're pretty much at closing time right now anyway. In fact, it looks like I'm a little bit behind the times here. Or I'm a little bit into overtime, rather, so I do have to call it a day. Again, thank you everybody for tuning in to this one. This was a fun one. We started off extremely rough, but my goodness, was it getting fun and exciting near the end there. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for playing. If I actually played you in the lobby, thank you for the games there as well. Good games. For the rest of this week, I'm basically going to be video editing on any of my spare time for the most part. Whether it be for Illuvium, but I do also have some videos for my own channel that I will be tackling over the next week or so, including another Illuvitale. There is one coming, but those ones take a rather long time to actually edit, so it is coming, but it'll take a little bit, so bear with me there. But one other thing that I did also want to mention in regards to the IPL, so it sounds like we are doing double day of coverage, or 2 days worth of coverage in this IPL 500 coming up. We're going to cover the semifinal on Saturday, and we are going to do, of course, the grand final on Sunday. So we'll get this oil. You'll see me there twice once again. Looking forward to casting it. Last weekend was absolutely incredible. I expect more of the same here for this IPL 500 coming up, then at 1000, and then the last chance qualifier. And then we'll have to see what happens in regards to the season-ending final. But yeah, I'll be behind the scenes now for the next couple of days. So if I don't see you in a chat of some sort, you'll see me on the weekend. So without further ado, one last time, thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you on the weekend.